Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at psychologists reveal the most interesting cases they've encountered. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. Medical doctor here, neurologist, Capgras delusion. The patient is convinced that a family member has been replaced by an imposter who is completely identical. For example, the patient will tell you the person sitting across them looks exactly like their spouse, sounds exactly like their spouse, has all the memories of their spouse, but that's not actually my spouse. And the patient oftentimes isn't overly distressed by this imposter. In 20 years, I've only seen this condition twice. Wow! I think I've seen a movie about this before. I don't know, I watch too many thriller horror movies. But, whoa, that seems so stressful. Because if you really thought like that, then you're going to be thinking like, why are they here? What do they want? What do they get from doing this? Yeah, that's actually pretty crazy. A psychologist here, not someone I worked with, but I did observe someone with alien hand syndrome. The patient's left hand would stroke her hair and pat her face, but was not under her control. Each episode would last for about 20 minutes. Turned out the case was a tumor. Amazingly, it didn't seem to cause her any distress. What? Okay, that's scary. I mean, for the person. Like, I would freak out. Like, what if I'm sleeping? Does it happen when they're sleeping? You know, they're just like sleeping and all of a sudden their hand is just like, right? Like, oh my gosh. That's freaking weird. What the heck? Whoa, that's kind of creepy. I wonder like what triggers it. Like, does it just happen randomly? What if you're like on a bus and then your hand just decides to like punch someone? Now what? You can't be like, oh my god, I didn't do that. Ugh, I didn't do this. My hand's freaking crazy. Like, I didn't mean to punch you. It just did. Right? Like, it's not me. I didn't do it. My hand did it. Like, Like, how do you explain it to people? Because no one's gonna get it. They're just gonna think you're bluffing. You're just someone who likes to punch people and not admit it. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. That's why I'm asking so many questions. I probably will Google it later on. What if it's like this though? You're so annoyed at someone, but obviously your brain takes over and your brain is just like, you know, just let it go. Just whatever. Yeah, but then your hand is like, nah, don't let it go. You'd better not let it go. You better punch him. You better punch him. Punch him. I don't even know, honestly. That's interesting, but very scary. Foreign accent syndrome is rare, but is absolutely fascinating. Oh, I know about this. I saw a video of someone speaking in like a different accent, and they've never been to that country before. But all of a sudden, they woke up with that accent. I think they hit the head or something, and then all of a sudden they just have a British accent. But that honestly makes me think though, because how do they even know? Like, how does the brain just like make them speak like that though? Because I'm pretty sure that impression wouldn't be as good as how they're speaking in a foreign accent. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you try to like make an impression of an accent, but it's just not accurate. But people who have the syndrome, all of a sudden the accent is like perfect. So how? So many questions. Oh my gosh. I'm like a very curious person in nature. So these are all very interesting to me. Mental health counselor here. The interesting one, it's schizophrenia with visual hallucinations. Most people with schizophrenia have auditory hallucinations. I did not realize how much more unsettling the visual one is. The client I had with this disorder used to see me and other people he knew. He called me up once yelling at me for coming into his apartment early in the morning. Even if I told him otherwise, the experience of seeing me is very real to him. I can't imagine seeing people in my own home, especially at night. That would freak me out. Yeah, that's freaking scary. I have watched a lot of documentaries about this before because I studied a course on abnormal psychology, which is just pretty much about mental disorders. And that was so scary to me too. You could just be walking down your hallway and then all of a sudden You just see someone there. So just imagine how freaking scary that is, because you believe what you see, right? I once worked with a guy whose voices were positive, like a cheer squad. So instead of "you're useless, no one likes you," his voices said, "You look amazing today. People think you're charming and funny." Oh, it wasn't great though. He had enough insight to understand that they were as much a hallucination as if they were giving negative messages. And he felt this crushing, overwhelming pressure that he couldn't live up to the incredibly high standards of his voices. It was quite crippling for him, really, as much as, if not more so, than if the voices were negative or even benign. Wow, don't think I've heard about this before, where the voices would be positive. I think because we hear so much about the negative ones, like auditory hallucinations, where they're always telling you to do something bad. That's interesting. Phantom pregnancies are pretty fascinating. A woman can be so convinced that she is pregnant that her periods stop. She gets all the classic symptoms and her belly might even grow. Nobody is totally sure how this happens. What? What? So like their brain just convinced them that they're pregnant, and then they actually think they're pregnant, and then the body believes that they're pregnant? And then they just get all the symptoms? What is that? How does the belly grow though? Like there's nothing growing inside of them, so how does the belly grow? Let's Google it. Oh, they said the belly grows because it's believed to be caused by a buildup of gas. The causes are an increase in hormones such as estrogen and prolactin lead to pregnancy symptoms. Whoa, these are also interesting. What the heck, we are learning a lot today, huh? Hemi neglect is a pretty interesting one. The affected person just doesn't realize that they have two halves to their body and only take care of one. Shave one side of the face, brush their hair on that side, wash themselves on that side, and the other side basically becomes Dirty Mountain Man. Whoa, I've never heard about this before. That is pretty interesting. I wonder how it starts though, like, why? So how about them like wearing clothes and everything? Do they like just put on one side like perfectly and the other side, the hands are not even in the sleeves? How about when they eat? I have so many questions. Walking corpse syndrome is always at the top of the diagnosis choice list. Apparently it's when you're convinced that you're dead. Never understood why it was top of the list. What? Wait, so they think they're dead? So do they think they're like a ghost or... Whoa, these are crazy. What? Social worker here used to work at a psychology hospital, saw a form of OCD where the patient could not let go of anything she came across or made. Leaves, sticks, tampons, pads, poop, some stored Tupperware, some hidden where her feet went in her bed. We would routinely have to go through her room and get everything removed. I don't remember how she did in treatment, but I remember that she was a teenager and felt terrible that that's what she's dealing with. Wow, that is sad though. I'm pretty sure I read somewhere where a lot of the times it gets worse because they can't stop doing it and they think if they stop doing it, something bad is going to happen. And I remember there's one treatment where it's like an exposure therapy where they would expose them to things, but then they don't do the compulsions that they normally would do when they're exposed to situations like that. And they get better by time after knowing that, oh, when I don't do this, nothing actually happens. And then it just gets better for them. But I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember everything. Pain conversion disorder. I had an ex-girlfriend that was in a wheelchair, but her parents and doctor said she could walk, but her legs won't let her. Her parents said she may have woken up during a surgery she had when she was a kid, because it all started after that surgery. She even went to physical therapy for it for years. So it was almost a disability, but not fully. Very confusing. So does that mean like her brain just thinks there's like so much pain in that leg that it can't walk because she woke up during her surgery? And I'm guessing she felt all that pain, or her body felt all that pain, and that's why it's stopping her from walking. I have read about like, like phantom limb where their hand gets amputated, but like they could still feel the pain of their arm. It's very crazy. And we just think like, wait, how do you feel the pain of your arm if your arm isn't even there anymore? Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!